Huge news. Fortnite could be coming back to Macs, iPhones, and iPads imminently. This is enormous for a certain segment of gamers in the Apple ecosystem who have been locked out of the juggernaut that is Fortnite for years now. Long story short, a landmark court decision has been handed down in the long-running Apple-Epic legal battle that, according to Epic, means Fortnite is coming back to Apple devices. Keep watching to see what that means for the Mac. So, how do we get here? Here's an extremely abbreviated version. In 2017, Epic Games launched Fortnite, a wildly successful game on multiple platforms including macOS. The game came to iOS in 2018. The game was a huge hit on basically every platform, but Epic was frustrated with Apple's 30% cut on in-app purchases, as well as the fact that Apple took a cut on purchases made outside the Apple Store too. So, in August 2020, Epic secretly updated the iOS version of Fortnite to include its own payment system, bypassing Apple's. And Apple noticed. But instead of just removing Fortnite from the iOS App Store, Apple terminated Epic's developer account entirely, ultimately making Fortnite unplayable on Apple devices. So Epic took Apple to court, arguing this was an overreaction, and the conflict escalated from there into a high-profile legal battle. But the court recently handed Apple a loss. Apple will not impede competition, the judge said, nor will they levy or impose a new commission on off-app purchases. More on Epic's reaction in a moment. By the way, hey there, this is Mac Gaming News Weekly. If you're into gaming on Macs and want to see more videos about Mac gaming, maybe poke that like button so I can show up in your recommends. Back to Fortnite, here's what Epic CEO Tim Sweeney has said. We will return Fortnite to the US iOS App Store next week. Epic puts forth a peace proposal. If Apple extends the court's friction-free, Apple tax-free framework worldwide, we'll return Fortnite to the App Store and drop current and future litigation on the topic. So we know the game is very likely coming back to iPhones, but what about the Mac? No word on that yet, but because Fortnite has a reputation for hitting almost every platform under the sun, I wouldn't be surprised if Macs are next on the roadmap. Either way, this is great news for people who have been coping by streaming Fortnite to their Macs using cloud streaming services such as GeForce Now and Xbox Cloud Gaming. There are also workarounds and emulation, like BlueStacks Air, that lets Mac users play the Android version of the game. A native version of the game would be a much better experience for these folks. I've never gotten into Fortnite because, honestly, it doesn't feel like it's made for someone my age, but that might change if it comes to Macs. I'd definitely give it a whirl if I can play it on my M3 Pro. Next up, a mea culpa is in order because a few episodes ago, I predicted that the performance issues in Baldur's Gate 3 wouldn't ever be fixed on Mac. My thinking was that Larian has finished feature updates and patching and is about to move on to new things. Well, I was wrong. Reddit has brought to my attention that hotfix number 30 has fixed most, if not all, of the issues that have been plaguing the game for the past year. Which is amazing. People are saying they no longer have to use the Renus command, if you know you know, to get more stable frame rates. Even the notoriously heavy Act 3, known for stuttering and overall bad performance on Macs, seems to be fixed. So good on you, Larian. Way to take care of Mac gamers. It's too bad it took you this long, but you're busy with major patches and feature updates, so I for one will give you a pass this time. Just don't do it again, thanks. And I hate to break it to you, Mac gamers, but another major series on Macs has run into performance issues lately. Apparently the latest new Sequoia update, 15.4.1, made the native version of Metro 2023 and Last Light unplayable. Thankfully, Metro Exodus, the latest entry in the series, seems not to be impacted. While these games aren't in the same ballpark as Baldur's Gate 3, and they're both quite a bit older, it's a shame for Mac gamers who wanted to check them out nonetheless. I played through most of Metro 2023 Redux on my Mac, and it's been a blast. Hopefully this will be fixed ASAP so Mac gamers can get back to enjoying the Metro series. And in better news, What the Clash is released for Macs on Apple Arcade, and it's a great time. So if you're an arcade subscriber with a sense of humor and a penchant for off-the-wall gameplay, or if you were just a fan of the series' previous games, What the Golf and What the Car, give this one a download ASAP. And if you're looking for more fun Mac games, along with the latest Mac gaming news, click the video here. See you next week!